Hey there, welcome back to Olson Farm. It's 1st of April, April Fool's Day, but we are going to plant some potatoes today. And we're going to use the Ruth Stout Method, which worked pretty well last year. I'm going to kind of double up on that, make sure it works even better this year, hopefully. We've got two varieties that we're going to do. I've got some Yukon Gold, and for the first time I'm trying this Viking red potato. Figure I gotta try the Viking potato, see how that goes. Viking, just in cutting up the tubers a couple of days ago, so they could set out and callus for a couple of days, which they have done. I did notice the Viking Reds had more eyes than the Yukon, so I'm hopeful that that will give us more growth and more yield as well. So you can see behind me, I've already kind of pulled back the straw from last year to reveal the dirt underneath. And in the Ruth Stout Method, we don't dig into the soil at all. We're just going to lay the potatoes on top of the soil and then put all the hay and straw back on top of it, hopefully getting about an 8 to 10 inch layer of straw on top of those. I've also gone and laid in a soaker hose for the first time this year. These used to be watered by overhead sprinklers, but I'm going to try and back off of that and add more soaker hoses to all the beds this year and try and do more of that instead of the overhead. Alright, so we're going to get started. We're going to start putting the potatoes on the soil. I'm going to create 2 rows, each one about a foot apart. I've got about, I think it's about 80-ish of each variety once I cut them all up. So we've got 80 pieces to put in there, about a foot apart. So it should take up most of this bed. But we're going to go ahead and get started and put them in now. Alright, we now have all the potatoes laid down, all the way back. So I've got about, I've miscounted, so I have about 66 of the Viking Red, 64 of the Yukon Gold. It didn't take up quite the whole bed, so I've got some room up the top. Maybe I'll put some onions up there when those come in. Still waiting on those. Otherwise, all I have to do now is start moving the straw back on top and make sure there's a good thick layer and straw on top, and then we'll let them go the rest of the season. Check back probably about in July and August, and we'll see what we got. Alright, as you can see, I put all the straw back on top, plus a fresh layer on top of that. So I built it up nice and high. It'll settle a little bit, but that should be a nice thick layer on top of that, and I shouldn't have to worry about that for the rest of the season until they're ready to pick. And at that point, it's just a matter of pulling the straw back and gathering up the potatoes. So we'll see how that goes. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.